I know y'all probably already heard the news and read all those headlines about me being kicked off the team, right? Man, listen, you can't believe everything you hear. Those news outlets almost never tell you the truth, and those headlines never give you the full story. But luckily I started this series so I could tell y'all exactly what happened. So we gonna get into everything, but listen, I need you to watch to the very end of this episode. That way you get the full story with all the details. Man, let's get started. So at the end of last episode, I found myself at a crossroad. Either stay here at EMU for another season or test out my luck in the transfer portal. I had been praying for a sign telling me what my next move should be, but when I finally got that sign, man, it was way more than I had bargained for. While I was recovering from my ACL injury last season, I ended up meeting Amari at one of my physical therapy sessions. Say, man, she's super cool. I mean, down to earth, and she loved football, so y'all know we bonded off rip. But listen, I spent most of my time with her. We'd either be watching bro do his thing with the Raiders on Sunday, or we'd be studying. Yeah, studying. But listen, man, y'all should already know what happened next. She hit me with that late text. You know that late text, that I think I'm late text? Yeah, bro, it was official. Your boy found out he had a baby on the way. With Mari being pregnant, man, there was no way I was leaving EMU, and I knew football was no longer just a game. Nah, this would be what I used to feed my family. I told myself if bro can make it to the league, then so could I. Man, I took my training to a whole nother level, both in the gym and on the field. When spring practice came around, this would be my first chance to get a look at this year's team. Honestly, it wasn't too many new faces. For the most part, it was the same exact squad we had last year. Now, that would be both good and bad. It would be good because our core foundation was still intact and we had already built a little bit of chemistry together, but bad because last year we weren't very good. But listen, one of the new faces on the team would be our offensive coordinator, Coach Larry June. He was coming from some JUCO college somewhere in Kansas. I mean, dude was a straight up weirdo. I don't know, man, he kind of seemed full of himself, but I just told myself to focus on doing my job and the rest will fall in place.
Anthony, please tell me your brother lying and you ain't up there got some girl pregnant. Have you lost your mind? I can't believe, you know what? No matter of fact, I can't believe it because only you would do some stupid shit like that. You don't know what you done got yourself into, boy. Call me back right now. Call me back.
I had decided not to tell my mom about Mari being pregnant until the end of the season. Instead, I just told my pops and my big bro. But I don't know why I told Reggie because dude can't keep a secret to save his life. But say, man, now y'all see why I decided to keep the news from her. Anyways, I just used her reaction as added motivation to ball out during the season. But look, man, I'm finna show y'all what led to the argument between me and the offensive coordinator and me eventually quitting the team. Stay tuned. Alright, so look, the first game of the season was versus number 19 Florida. Now, we all know to them, this was nothing more than a warm-up game. But to us here at EMU, man, it was like a Super Bowl. Bruh, listen, I'm only gonna show y'all one highlight from this game because honestly, that's all there really was. We got blown out by like 40 points. It was mad embarrassing, but hey, we just gonna keep it moving. The next game would be at home versus FCS Midwest. Somehow they had already lost 4 games on the season, so honestly, we just expected to walk right through them. Now, I did struggle early on with my matchup versus a very experienced corner, but hey man, it wouldn't be long until I was right back on the field making plays for my team. But say, it would be in this game that I would start to see there was definitely going to be a problem with the new offensive coordinator. I mean, we drive the ball all the way down the field, right at the goal line in position to score. But for some reason, their best offensive player, me, was on the sideline with a water bottle in his hand. Of course, we wouldn't score and we'd have to settle for a field goal, but I mean, I wasn't tripping. Now, the first time that happened, I didn't think anything of it. I went right back out there and made another huge play for my team. Then somehow we weren't able to convert on a 3rd and inches, and we had to settle for yet another field goal. At this point, I was pissed, but I didn't say anything. We went on to win this game 12-3, and I was only targeted 5 times the entire game. But hey, we won, so I wasn't tripping. Going into the Michigan State game, both Cam and I were on the same page. See, we knew this would be our chance to put on a show in front of a huge crowd and in a nationally televised game. But the OC was still on his BS. Yet again, I'd make a huge play and put us in position to score, then immediately I'd be taken out and forced to watch the action from the sideline. Honestly, I didn't know what to think of this. I didn't know if Buddy had something against me or if I was just taking things too personal. Either way, I didn't like it. But look, with just about a minute left in the first half, we put together a few quick completions to get a first down and stop the clock, and then we were able to find our way into the end zone, cutting the lead down right before halftime. Only down 9 points midway through the third quarter, our defense was able to get a huge stop. The ball was back in our hands and I was ready to go down and get a tud, but Just like I've been trying to tell y'all, man, I make a huge play, then be put right back on the sideline. This time it would be for 3 consecutive plays. I'd be watching and unable to make an impact. I was pissed and I knew something had to change, but for the time being, man, it was still more football to play. Man, I came down on the next possession and showed these boys why I was a preseason All-American. I ran every route I was given with precision, and when we got up to the goal line, I come up with a huge play for the touchdown. Then on the very next play, I snagged a 2-point conversion, bringing us within 2 points of tying the game. 26 seconds left and a chance to win. Man, it was time for me to take stage. I ain't give a damn what nobody was talking about. I wasn't coming out the game, and if the ball was being thrown, it for sure had better been coming my way. But say, me and Cam was already locked in. I mean, we had prepared for this exact moment several times all throughout the summer. 9 seconds left on the last play of the game. The ball was in my hands, but I come up just short of the touchdown. And with no timeouts left, man, we had no choice but to sit and watch the clock hit 0. After the Michigan State game, man, I was furious. I mean, not only did we lose, but the play calling was horrible. I was on 10 and ready to run up in the coach's office with the AR, but Big Bro calmed me down like he always has. He told me to just chill, give it one more game, and if things don't change, then I should reach out and have the conversation. So that's what I did. I came out focused versus our in-state rivals, Central Michigan. As a matter of fact, man, this would be my best game in college so far. After that talk with Bro, man, my mindset had shifted, and I was just ready to get back on the field and handle business. The campus was buzzing for Rivalry week, and the team seemed to be fired up as well. Hey, that's the perfect combination to go get a dub. But we would face some adversity early on. It all started with a big hit by the Central Michigan defense that caused a fumble. That put them right outside the red zone where they would go on to score. And then on our very next possession, right before the end of the first half, man, Cam would throw a pick 6, giving them the 13-point lead. I couldn't believe how quickly things had gotten out of hand, but hey, players make plays, right? 39 seconds left on the clock was just enough time for us to move the ball up the field. The sideline would become my best friend. I mean, almost every catch on this drive would end with me going out of bounds to stop the clock. I would make back-to-back big plays to put us inside the red zone, and just like before, man, I was right back on the sideline watching all the action. We weren't able to connect on a touchdown, so we would settle for yet again another field goal to end the first half. At this point, man, 2 things had become obvious. If I was going to get into the end zone, it definitely wasn't going to be from a design play. Nah, I was going to have to get yards after the catch and force my way into the end zone. And also, I knew I was going to have that talk with the OC after the game. I had took everything Bro told me into consideration, but at that point, man, the way I was being used in the offense wasn't only affecting me, but it had started to affect the team. We found ourselves in yet another close game, and when the team needed me the most, I was on the sideline. At this point, man, the other players started to get pissed because they knew just like everybody else knew. If we was going to win, I needed to be on the field. 4th and goal, coach and the OC finally came to their senses and put me in the game, and I did what I do. Snagged the game-tying touchdown to send us to yet another overtime, where I would come up clutch yet again for the game-winning touchdown. Hey, man, listen, I put up video game-like numbers to pull off this victory, but honestly, I was like, forget all that. I needed to go talk to the man upstairs.
You know, you've got some nerve coming in here questioning me about my play calling. Maybe if you actually ran the route that was called instead of doing your own thing, you'd actually see the end zone more often.
Whoa. Look, Coach, man, I didn't mean any disrespect. I just figured maybe
You just figured what? Huh? What'd you figure? You figure you could just do whatever you wanted to do and make a mockery of the offense? Not here. Not while I'm in charge.
Hey, man, everybody watching this video should already know what happened next. It wasn't a single object left unturned in his office after I got finished. When the campus police showed up, man, I started to get busy with them, but I was outnumbered, so I kept my composure. But listen, man, they followed me back here to my apartment to pack things up. I'm officially no longer a student or a player here at EMU. Man, I'm sorry if I let y'all down, but it is what it is. Honestly, I don't know what's next for me, but if you want to continue to follow my journey, go ahead and smack that subscribe button and like the video. I'm on to the next one.